All right. We are live. We are multiple live, going on live on all platforms. Excited about tonight's topic tonight. But let's get into it. Top mistakes to avoid when posting on social media to grow your business. So for my business owners out there that are watching this, whether you're watching it live, you're watching the replay, the goal is to give you some tips for you to really get started and get going when it comes to growing your business on social media. So let's start off. Um, One big mistake that I see that I've had to learn myself is focus, and focus meaning like knowing who you're trying to post to. That's going to be really key. Who is your target audience? I run into people all the time that say, I want to help everybody. Everybody is my audience. Anybody is, I can help everybody. I have a product or service that can help everybody and anybody. And I think that's well and good, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you understand, when you start to get to the point of understanding social media and how it works, and I don't care the platform, I don't care if it's TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, fan base, whatever you're on and whatever you're using, there is a consistent level when it comes to um, come to wanting to grab those customers. And that first thing, and the first mistake that I see is just not getting focused, not focusing on a target market. You want to get a target. Getting a target is going to be really important, and that's the one of the top mistakes that you can make when it comes to social media is not deciding who your target is. So what do I mean when I say your target? So looking at demographic. It could be ethnic, it could be race, it could be demographic comes in the age. So there are a lot of different things. Keep in mind when you're wanting to be successful on social media, and you're picking the target audience, everybody just to really be successful with it is difficult to just have everybody. And a lot of times we think it's everybody, but a lot of times you're looking at age, you're looking at gender, you're looking at location. That really makes a difference. So you're not really necessarily catering to everyone. You're really you just may not even be aware of it. But the first step is your who. Who is going to be the target when it comes to your social media, when it comes to posting? Who are you going to look at? So, an example to really talk about is when you're posting, someone in their 20s is definitely going to be in a different place than someone in their 40s. And, granted, if you're entertaining when it comes to business, and I'm speaking to business. So if you're just getting on, catching the middle of this, I'm really speaking specifically to business owners. But even and I can't really talk much on the entertainment side, but I could guess that even when it comes to entertainment, there's certain demographics, even if it's gender, that entertainment might change. So when you watch certain channels, Lifetime, for instance, you can't tell me that Lifetime does not focus on a certain audience. If you've ever watched the Lifetime station, it sometimes it's tough to watch. That's just me. That's my opinion. Could be kind of slow. So there's a certain demographic if you see the commercials from a marketing standpoint, the marketing is looking at a certain demographic. So just that particular station, and you could go in ESPN. They have a certain demographic that they're looking at. So picking that avatar, focusing that mistake is something you definitely don't want to miss out on, and just posting to anyone and everyone. You really want to say, okay, I know I want to grow my business, and who do I want to focus on first? A lot of people, and if you look at anyone that's in business, they start off with a focus. They were online. Uh, Amazon's a perfect example. Does anyone know? Do you know what Amazon started off with? Put it in the comments. Put it in the comments. Anybody know what was the first thing? There was one thing Amazon started off with. Jeff Bezos. That was the one. There was one focus. And if you ask, what does Amazon sell now? Probably everything would be the answer. But there was one thing Amazon started off with. That was books. Amazon first started selling books. That was it. That was their focus. And when Amazon, when they mastered selling books, when they mastered the production of books, when they mastered warehousing, when they mastered that thing, adding other things to the mix. And now Amazon is doing everything. They're doing movies, music, they do everything, but they master books. They went all the way from selling books to publishing books. You could publish your books, but just think about that. If you've got huge companies that started off with one thing, how can we as single business owners say, well, we're going to do everything, we're going to focus on everyone? Focus. And that doesn't necessarily mean that when you don't focus that you're not going to reach other people or other demographics. It just means that you're saying, look, I'm going to master this. Like for me, I'm focused on realtors. That's really my primary target market. When I got into social media, when I got into business, I was doing everything. And I didn't know when I started, but now that I'm getting focused, I see myself building. I see my business growing. And it makes a huge difference. If you look at the models that are out there, if you look at a lot of business people that have become successful, they started off with one thing. There's the book, Good Book, The One Thing. So the first mistake that I'm talking to you tonight is not focusing. That's one big mistake that you see that people make when trying to grow their business on social media, is not focusing. It's not deciding, am I going to focus on 20-year-olds? Am I going to focus on 40-year-olds? Am I going to focus on men and women? If it's men and women, there's going to be men and women that like cars. Are there going to, men and women that like swimming? What are you focusing? If you're selling insurance, that's going to be a big thing, depending on the type of insurance you sell. If it's life insurance, a 30-year-old is definitely thinking differently about life insurance to someone that's in their 40s. Someone who might live in the north part of the United States might be different from the southern part of the United States. Male, maybe female. And you got to remember, on social media, when you're actually on there and you're looking at what it is you're looking at, that's something that you're looking at, whether it's entertainment, whether it's information, it's demographic focus. And even now, you look at algorithms on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, whatever platform that you're looking at, the algorithm will focus on you. They'll figure certain things out, and they know what gender and sometimes the ethnicity and the age. So not to go too much on that, but that first mistake is not knowing your who. That's going to make a big difference. If you're going to focus on the who, I can almost guarantee that you're going to really take off on social media when it comes to wanting to build your platform and wanting to get more business owners as customers on social media. The next thing I want to bring up is posting good content. Now, you don't have to post great content. You just got to post good content. Good content. What does good content mean? Well, the first thing that I like to bring up and talk about when it comes to good content is helping. how does the information that you give help? I actually was talking to a client earlier today, and she was like, a realtor client, and we're doing a session, and she was like, I don't want to give everything away. I'm like, no, on social media you give everything away. It is highly unlikely that you can Google. I mean, there are probably some things out there that you can't Google and you can't YouTube, but there's just a lot of stuff that can be Googled and YouTube. And just like I feel like it's important for me to put information out there, you can find information. And so you may not want to give everything, and you don't have to give everything away, but how does what you do, how can it help someone? That's what you really want to be in the mindset when you're putting information out there, when you're posting on social media, helping. Think about helping. Think about how you can help someone. And that's going to put you at another level when it comes to really building your social media and making your social media something that's solid. Is the mistake that I see people make is that they're not helping. They're just putting stuff out there. They're putting infographics out there. They're just posting. There's no strategy with posting. And when it comes to posting, you want to have a strategy. Like I said, the first mistake is not knowing your who. That second mistake, and I'm only going to talk about 3 tonight. We're going to go into 3, so I'm not going to have you hang on too long. But I'm talking about 3. So, like I said, we knocked out knowing your who. If you once you know your who, that's a mistake a lot of people make. It's not knowing your who. Once you know your who, it's knowing the content that you're going to post. Being strategic with your content. Being real strategic with your content. Being strategic with your content, and it doesn't have to be great. It just has to be good. Just has to be good. If you're in insurance, tell me ways that I can save money. When I'm filling out all the little surveys that you have to fill out when you get in insurance, what's good to say, what's not good to say. I'm not necessarily mean not being truthful, but being truthful, but being strategic with filling out information for insurance. And so you could explain the do's and don'ts, what you need to fill out, what information is too much information, if it's too much information, what information is not enough information. Maybe you're a hairstylist, and you want to use social media to build your business. You could talk about hair, you could talk about the do's and don'ts, you could talk about brushing, or what chemicals destroy, or maybe how you should sleep or you shouldn't sleep. Those are things that you should really look at. And those are mistakes that are made when it comes to content. You want to post good content, and posting good content is a mistake that is made, and it's a major mistake that's going to really make you lose people, or they're not going to gravitate towards your social media. So you want to make sure that you have good content, and good content just means solving a problem, giving suggestions. Lastly, last but not least, a mistake that's made, this is huge, big mistake, is being consistent or not being consistent. You want to be consistent. When it comes to social media, you want to be consistent. Hey, consistent can be just as simple as saying, I'm going to post every Thursday. Every Thursday. Just be consistent. Posting Thursday, Friday, 7 days, and then stopping for weeks at a time or days at a time is not going to help anything. You want to be consistent, and that's a major thing when posting. That's a major mistake that you want to avoid when growing your business on social media. It's being consistent. Lock into those Thursdays. If Thursday is going to be your day, if Monday is going to be your day, lock into your days. And you want to talk about the algorithm. Algorithm senses that people who are consistent, these algorithms push that. Now every algorithm changes, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on LinkedIn, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on TikTok. Every algorithm is different, but one major thing that you have to know and understand when it comes to all these platforms, it is their goal and their objective to keep you on the platform as long as possible. And if you, as a business owner, if you're posting, you're focused and you're posting good content consistently, these algorithms are going to push you. They're going to keep you going. They're going to make sure that you are you're up there, but you got to be consistent. Got to be consistent. That's just a major mistake, is not being consistent. And you really want to push that. You want to make sure that that happens. The consistency is really key to growing your business and getting those clients and customers that you want. And if you're looking for number growth, that's going to be key. So I'm not going to necessarily say you have to post every day, but if it's every Thursday and Friday, if it's every Saturday and Sunday, if it's Monday and Tuesday, if it's every Monday, whatever that is for you, and you decide, you want to make sure you stay consistent. So wrapping this up, mistakes to avoid. We talked about 3 today. 3 major mistakes to avoid when posting on social media to grow your business. Number 1 is not having a focus, having an avatar, having a target market, knowing your who. That's number 1. You want to make sure that you're avoiding that. Not having that is a mistake that you make. Number 2 is posting good content. Make sure your content is good. I'm not saying your content's got to be awesome or great or outstanding or superb. Whatever that means, just needs to be good. It needs to help. It needs to suggest. It needs to give tips. For business, those are things, and it can entertain too. I'm not an entertainer. I'll be the first to say that you don't need to get on social media and dance and sing to get customers. You just need to give good information. Last but not least, being consistent. Can't push that enough. Trust me. That has been a weakness of mine. I'm stepping my game up. You step yours up. I'm telling you from my experience, from my clients' experience, consistency is the key. So I am going to end on that note. I've got other videos that you could check out that can help with social media. I am happy to help. You can send me a DM. We could do a call. We could chat. You can send me a message. Happy to help if you're looking for help with your social media to grow your business. On that note, talk to you soon.